Yes, indeed. The Pimpathon continues. You dig? A new trip to the tailor so I can pop a new collar. A new day, a new dollar. A new hoe, a new holler. A new trip to the tailor so I can pop a new collar. On and pimp. Just for my tailor fitted player niggas. We'll be breaking bitches for major figures. Loaded with game like a Satan, get her to go. But then she heard freeze popping, now her religion is hoe. See, that's what a lot of these niggas' problem is, man. That last nigga couldn't get her to go. A lot of these niggas that got Free's name in their mouth, they that last nigga. You know what I mean? They couldn't get her to go. But then she heard a P pop it, now her religion is hoe. Deep in the abyss of her tricks, while it only running the player for pimp, call it. Max, who quarterback from lax and artistically pop audibles out of a window. How we send those is a plotable. I said I go to sleep indigent, wake up to them Benjamins, or cause I'm beginning with some ism that's limitless. Primitive minded niggas and bitches couldn't relate. Man, I pimp for mine and it feel great. Hey man, that's the part that a lot of these niggas is mad about. I mean, I don't want y'all to think I just like, you know, keep these niggas on my mind. See, I know I'm the one with the platform, so whenever I talk shit, it look like Freeze is the one who started it. It look like Freeze is the instigator, you know what I mean? But I never start this shit. You know, I don't talk about these niggas. I don't think about these niggas. But they just love keeping Free's name in their mouth, man. I don't know what it is. I mean, possessed by the spirit of pimp. We gonna talk about that. What it means to be possessed by the spirit of pimping. You know what I mean? What it feels like to be possessed by the spirit of pimping. How when you possessed by the spirit of pimping, it don't allow you to do no sucker shit. Into all of the pimping that took their sentence like a man when that punk bitch put you in the head. Putting that love in my body. But it ain't never been knocking at a hooker's mind. Y'all know down up in here, man, when you come in to a pimp's domain, wipe your feet off at the door. We don't protect bitches from the pimping. Hit that thumbs up, that like button, one time for a pimp. And if that hoe wanna choose up and get a next bitches pimpin', we gon' let bitch yo. What I look like throwing the fit? My pimpin' ass going nutty over a bitch. It ain't a hoe alive with the power to make me go against another P. Ain't controlling nothing. B. Give yourself around if you blessed with the spirit of P. Give yourself around if you lost by the spirit of P. Give yourself around if you know that nobody love a pimp, damn nobody. Shit, nobody except another day in the dollar. A new hoe, a new house, a new trip to the tailor so I can pop a new collar. A new day in the dollar. A new hoe, a new house, a new trip to the tailor. Top of it, y'all. See y'all tapping in. Philly Vision 215, top of it. Emmanuel Julie, love from Chicago. I see you. I appreciate you. Marcus Mitchell, what's up with it, man? Dominic, I see you, man. What's good? JP, top of it. Appreciate you, Dominic. Carl Michael, dig that. I appreciate you, man. Remind niggas of Billy D and Willie D can't be reversed. This ain't rehearsed. This is really me. Yeah, man. This ain't reversed, man. This ain't rehearsed. This is really me. You know what I mean? A lot of these niggas be rehearsing this shit, and the greatest thing that ever happened to a hoe. Motivating to be great and get them bands up so every real hoe salute with your loot and stand up. Yeah, man. Go chop it and pop this game. See? Y'all know when Freeze get on here, man. My whole thing is to give clarity, because it's a lot of blurred lines in the game. It's a lot of confusion, you know. And I truly believe that, you know, I was blessed in such a way that, you know, it kind of makes me responsible to a degree to give clarity, you know. I take either way it go, I take the responsibility upon clarity, right? Because you know, some of the sucker ass shit that these niggas be doing, you really think that that got something to do with pimping, but it really does not. So I got to give clarity, man. Like I said, if you ain't hit the thumbs up button, if you ain't wipe your feet off at the door when you came into a pimp's domain, please do so now. Thank you. And put some of this love shit in your body. You know what I mean? A lot of these niggas need to put some of this shit in their body. I think that's what the problem is. You know, that shit create a lot of problems for you when you don't put this shit in your body. And I think, I don't know, that might have something to do with it. Maybe if motherfuckers drank more water, they wouldn't have so many problems, right? But yeah, see, now you got a lot of motherfuckers with Freeze's name in their mouth, right? I'm talking about every day. I'm learning about new motherfuckers that's like just can't stop talking about me, right? Motherfuckers that's supposed to be pimps. Motherfuckers that's supposed to be pimps. I'm learning about new ones every day. You know what I mean? Some of them I don't know. Some of them I ain't never heard of. Some of them, you know, they only known on social media, but they ain't never been down nowhere. I don't know them, and I don't know anybody that knows them from being down. They just known on social media, and people accept them because they get on social media and claim this pimping, you know. And then you have guys that actually done been down with me that I done been a blessing to, that done witnessed me pimp and just speaking ill on my name because it's the thing to do. You know, it's the thing to do right now to talk down on Freeze. So you got motherfuckers that really know me who I done been nothing but a blessing to for years. You know what I mean? Speaking down on the motherfucker's name. And like I said, you know, I don't want y'all to believe that I'm one for drama, because I'm not. You know, and I don't want y'all to believe that I start shit, because I'm not a shit starter. You know, I address things that, you know, sometimes I address things that happen, you know, because I'm a proactive individual by nature. So, you know, I don't just, you know, bark at everybody that bark at me, or, you know, jump at everybody that jump at me, so on and so forth. You know, if I did that, I wouldn't have time for anything else in my life, because there's so many motherfuckers jumping at me, right? So, but I like to address certain things, like I said, to give clarity. And then two, there's lessons to learn from my experiences, right? So I share my experiences with y'all so y'all can learn certain lessons that I had to learn the hard way. Hopefully, listening to me, y'all won't have to learn certain lessons the hard way, right? See, it's a trip, right? Because, like I say, certain can't keep my name out their mouth, right? And I want y'all to pay attention, because it's a lot to learn from this shit, right? So, like, you know, the toothless individual, I don't even like saying his name, but he's one, right? He's one of these individuals that can't keep my name out his mouth. Now, when I did the live video with him and we was going back and forth, you know, a lot of people think that I'm the one who started that situation. And because the part that I played in it, when I got involved, when I reacted to the situation, that toothless individual, you know, was on another pimp's live talking about me. You know, like, and mind you, I haven't seen this individual or talked to this individual in like 2 years. I don't think about him. In times where I done been on the blade, people mention his name, I don't use that as an opportunity to slander him. You know, I just, you know, going about my business. NYOB, mind your own business. I mind my own business. I don't be thinking about dude. But I'm always hearing about how he talking about me, right? Different motherfuckers who see him in passing when I see them same individuals, they letting me know that he talking about me. You know what I mean? Different hoes that he done had, letting it be known that he talks about me to them. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Motherfucker can't keep Free's name out his mouth for years. Dude, like, I ain't talked to you. Why you got me on your mind so bad? Especially if I'm everything that you say I am. Like, you say I'm not the pimpin', I'm this, I'm that. Like, I'm a YouTube beggar and all this old shit. Like, why do you keep talking about me? You know, so when I seen him, now mind you, like I said, whenever I hear about him talking about me, I don't pay it no mind, you know. But when I seen him on the other pimpins live talking shit about me, that's what made me do what I did. So I just want y'all to understand that, right? See, he's one individual. Now I'm hearing about another individual who, you know, I've been, you know, close with for some years, you know, and somebody that knows me personally and that I know personally, just like speaking bad on my name to like people that he know I fuck with. Like, you know, it's gonna get back to me, and saying like the craziest shit on my name, right? And see, like I said, I want y'all to learn something, right? You know, certain individuals in this game that claim this pimping, first of all, a lot of them be jealous of the pimping. A lot of them, you know, they involve themselves in the lifestyle, and, you know, they develop a reputation in the lifestyle just by being around it and involving themselves and, you know, dealing with hoes, so on and so forth. And, you know, people accept them, respect them, all of that, right? But what motherfuckers don't know, it's a lot of cats disguised as pimps, and they been disguised as pimps. They done convinced themselves that they pimping. You know, it's a such thing as auto-suggestion or self-suggestion. When you suggest something to yourself enough times, you start to believe that shit, right? So you got certain motherfuckers that been suggesting to themselves that they just pimping for 20, 30, however many years, right? But it's just certain things about them that, like, you know, a pimp just. So, but I say this to say, like, these dudes be jealous of the pimping. And, you know, when they congratulate the pimping for things that the pimping do, it don't be genuine. A lot of these dudes, when they see, like I said before, when they see pimps making pimp moves, they be jealous of that shit and they hate that shit. And when they see pimps having certain things, instead of, you know, them going to get their own things like that or greater things than that, they feel like what that pimping got is supposed to be theirs. They see pimping knock a bad bitch, instead of them going to get another bad bitch, because it's millions of them in the world, literally. No, these niggas be like, no, I want that bitch that pimping got right there. I want that particular bitch. It's like, this your partner. Why you won't go get another bad bitch? Because they everywhere. What, do you feel inadequate? Do you feel like you can't go get another bad bitch or something? I don't understand it. But, you know, a lot of these dudes are like that, right? And see, the pimping is special. The pimping is gifted. When you really truly some pimping, you're gifted in various ways, right? And see, when I heard about this individual, this latest individual speaking on my name, right? It just really made me, things just clicked into perspective for me, right? And I thought back to the toothless individual, you know, because see, like with the toothless individual, right? Now, I got on this level. You know, when he started talking bad about me, I started talking bad about him, but I should have never did that. You know, that was a mistake on my part, because first of all, it's not gonna do anything. It's not gonna benefit me. It's not gonna benefit him. It's not gonna you know, it just there was no good to come out of that. There was no prosperity to come out of me going back and forth with that toothless individual, right? But nonetheless, I got on his level. But see, what I want y'all to understand what type of individual I am, right? Because people say like, oh, why you saying all these things about him now, Freeze? You wasn't saying that when y'all was cool. See, this is what I want y'all to understand, right? Type of individual Freeze is. You know, when you pimping close with somebody, when you pimping side by side with your partner, right? You gonna notice whatever flaws he may have. You gonna be there when he miss pimp, all that type of shit, right? You gonna notice certain bad habits. You gonna learn all that shit when you pimping side by side with somebody, right? But this is your partner, so you don't go and tell all the other pimps or just different, especially not no bitches. That's another thing these dudes be doing. They be gossiping with hoes about me. I've never, even if it's a nigga that I don't like, even if it's a nigga I don't get along with, I've never sat up with a bitch and talked about another man. I never. There's no bitch on the planet that could tell you that her and Freeze was sitting up gossiping about some nigga. Never. I have never in my life done that, not one time. And see, that's what I'm getting. I'm going somewhere. That's I want y'all to pay attention and keep up, right? So, like I said, when you pimping side by side with somebody, you gonna learn they bad habits. You gonna see when they miss pimp, so on and so forth, right? But when this is your partner, you don't use that as a tool to slander their name and try to make them look bad or make them look like any less of a pimp. Why? Because this is your partner. Just hypothetically speaking, right? Like I've never had a pimp partner like this, but I'm just speaking hypothetically, right? Let's say that I got a pimp partner. We fuck with each other real tough. We campaign and we pimp it side by side every day. And then this nigga, he got a bladder problem. He got a weak bladder and he be pissing in the bed and shit, right? Like, again, I've never had a partner like this. This is just a hypothetical situation. If I knew that about one of my pimp partners, right? Because this is my partner and I fuck with him and I want the best for him and I got nothing but love for him, I'm not gonna go around and be like, man, that nigga over there, man, he be pissing in the bed. Because that's my partner. And that ain't everybody's business. And you know, I don't have no ill will towards him. So I'm not gonna try to embarrass him. That's gonna be, I'm keeping that to myself. You know? And that's what I've done with a lot of these niggas, like that toothless individual. You know, when I was cool with him, he did so many unpimpish things. He just like, and he mispimped so many times, right? But because I'm cool with him, when he's not around and other people be talking about him or his name might come up or something like that, I don't use that as an opportunity to be like, oh yeah, that nigga Clyde, man, that nigga, man, when he moved to such and such bitch, he fucked on the bitch immediately, or that nigga did this to the bitch, or he did that with the bitch. Like, I don't do that because I'm fucking with him. And then furthermore, it makes me look crazy. It's like, well, shit, if the nigga doing all that, then why you fuck with him for so long, right? So, you know, I'm just not one of them type of dudes. You know, if I'm fucking with somebody, I mean you well, and not just in spirit, but through actions. You know what I mean? I'm gonna show that I mean you well by the way that I behave, right? So, but these dudes, it's like, as soon as it becomes the thing to do to go big on Freeze and talk bad on Freeze, these niggas join the bandwagon against me, a nigga that they done fucked with for years. Like that dude individual. Me and him was cool for some years. And then, you know, when the opportunity presented itself, it's like the motherfucker exchanged, like they value the potential clout over a brotherhood with my pimping. Like, that's crazy. Like, motherfuckers want attention so bad that they'll forsake the loyalty and trust that they had for me. Because when I fuck with you, loyalty is just a part of the package. Trust is just a part of the package. Respect is just a part of the package. And it's not just when everybody's looking, it's when nobody is looking. It's just all the time. When you fuck with Freeze, loyalty, trust, respect, those are things that just come with me, right? So for a motherfucker to forsake that for some potential clout, it's not even guaranteed that you're gonna get this clout. Because that's all it's about. Because if we, you know, if we didn't fall out in the streets, or we might have fell out in the streets, but you not like slandering me in the streets, like, why would you take it to the internet? Like, why else would you take it to the internet when I didn't do that to you? I didn't take no issues with you to the internet first. You did that. You know what I mean? Because that toothless individual, that's what they did with Sinful. See, that toothless individual had a brotherhood with Sinful through me. But nonetheless, they had their own brotherhood with each other, right? This is the truth. You know, they had a brotherhood with each other. Sinful was loyal to this toothless individual. Sinful was trustworthy to this toothless individual. Sinful had nothing but respect for this toothless individual, right? Despite his unpimpish ways, or, you know what I mean, his situations where he mispimped, because Sinful is like myself. If he fuck with you, you know, it don't matter. Yeah, you might have some unpimpish ways, and, you know, you might have mispimped here or mispimped there, or you might have been fucked up here and didn't have this at this time, or, you know, you didn't have this going on at that time. But motherfucker don't use that against you. Why? Because he cool with you. He fuck with you. Y'all brothers. You know what I mean? So for that toothless individual, when that shit hit the fan, you know, the scandal on Sinful's name, for that toothless individual at a time when him and Sinful didn't have any issues with each other. I'm talking about him and Sinful did not have no fallout behind the scenes. They didn't even have an argument. It was none of that. Everything was cool. Just imagine that, right? Just imagine a nigga you've been fucking with for years. Y'all cool. The last time y'all talked, and every time when y'all talk, it's good conversation. You know what I mean? Y'all don't have no issues with each other. And then, you know what I mean, some shit go viral in your name and everybody is slandering you. And then this motherfucker who you've been cool with, you ain't had no problems with, all of a sudden he jump on the bandwagon and he's slandering you too. Imagine that. That's what happened with that toothless individual and Sinful. They had no issues with each other. I'm talking about zero. You know? And when all that shit hit the fan, now this motherfucker, and then he's taking it a step further. He's making shit up completely. Like, it's already bad enough that people was taking shit out of context with the situation. This nigga making shit up. Like, I remember that he the first one I remember that made it like she was 14, then she was 13. And then I'm talking about out of thin air. Next thing you know, he's saying I gave her a fake ID, or that I gave the bitch to her or to him. You know what I mean? I gave the young bitch to Sinful. I made her a fake ID. This toothless individual is making all this shit up. So that could only be coming from one place, in his heart. Envy. You know, because like I said, they never had no fallout or nothing. But one of the last times that they talked before all that shit hit the fan and he jumped on the bandwagon, you know, he was over there 3 deep in Vegas, squatting in the bando, squatting in the abandoned house, right? But he 3 deep though, and he hitting Sinful up for Uber rides. You know, I done told this story already, but he hitting Sin up for Uber rides. Sin do it a couple times, but then why you keep needing these Uber rides? Ain't you 3 deep over there? Like, is you pimping or what? Like, what is you doing? You know, because that's what pimps do. You know, because sometimes motherfuckers get off track, or motherfuckers, you know, they be having shit going on and they might have some hoes, but they not pimping like they supposed to be, or whatever the case may be. So out of love, you know, if we see our pimp partner that we got love for, you know, not pimping accordingly, it's like, hold on, P, like, what is you doing? So that's all Sinful did. But he obviously felt some deeper type of way about that. And then furthermore, to be honest, the man started fucking with them drugs real heavy around that time. You know, so I'm pretty sure that has something to do with it. O'Shea, good looking with the 15 racks, Ugandan currency. You dig? Much appreciated, bro. Toothless individual, laugh my ass off. Yeah, man. But like I said, it's a trip how somebody will loyalty, trust, respect, brotherhood. Somebody will exchange that. And I'm talking about strong loyalty, respect, trust, brotherhood. I'm talking about strong as fuck. Like, not no weak shit. Not no shit that you could just find anywhere, right? For somebody to exchange that for some clout, you know, and be so serious about the clout that they start making up lies, you know, because when all that shit was going on, just like me right now, you know, right now, to speak bad on my name is in the game, that's the thing to do, right? So it's everybody hates Freeze time. So because everybody hates Freeze, you could say anything about Freeze. You know what I mean? Like, you could really say anything, and motherfuckers is gonna go with it. That's just like, again, a motherfucking white boy who nobody has ever seen. I'm talking about just fell out the sky and said he seen me crossing the street with a shopping cart with all my shit in it. This is a white boy that nobody has in the game has ever seen. But because it's the thing to do to go bad on Freeze, people was like, damn, for real? Damn, Freeze really was pushing the shopping cart with all this shit? It just goes to show you how people are, right? But like I say, I just want y'all to pay attention to the fact that, you know, this man actually casted aside trust, loyalty, respect, brotherhood for some potential clout, and didn't even get no real clout, because at that same time, when he turned his back on Sin and start slandering his name and telling these lies, he creates a YouTube channel at the same time that he's condemning Sin, and then later started condemning me for having a YouTube channel and you know, doing whatever we do on these channels. Like, he creates a YouTube channel himself, but it didn't go anywhere. But you chasing this clout, and at the same time that you think you finna get big off this clout, because damn, Sippin' lied, he was close with Sin. Damn, if he's saying this and saying that, then it must be true. Damn, Sinful must really be a foul nigga. For his nigga to go against him like that, he must really be foul. So he's thinking that he gonna get this clout, and at the same time he creates a YouTube channel. And it's like, you forsake somebody like Sin and everything that you had going on with him for that? That's crazy. O'Shea, once again, good looking with the 8 racks. I saw that video of the white guy saying that, shaking my head. I was about to cook him up. Yeah, it's not even worth it, because, you know, he's just yet another person that don't nobody know, and I definitely don't know, and who doesn't know me. This, you know, it's just a clout chaser. You know, it's a million of them. They, all of them ain't even worth addressing. So, like I said, you know, the toothless individual, he went against Sin, and then in the midst of that went against me, and, you know, he stayed talking bad about me. But one thing I want y'all to keep in mind, right? This toothless individual, before we fell out, he showed me who he was. You know, it just wasn't with me, it was with somebody else. You know, one thing I will never do, one thing I have never done, and one thing I will never do, is argue with a pimp, get into it with a pimp in front of a hoe, whether it's his hoe or my hoe. I'm not gonna argue with a pimp in front of a hoe, right? But this toothless individual has done that in front of me, not with me, but while I was there, got into it and was having a heated debate to the point where they disrespecting each other and calling each other out their name in front of this bitch. And I'm like, come on, y'all see that, you know, come on, like, tighten up. You know, we don't do this. Man, fuck that. Woo, woo, woo. You know, so, and even beyond that, like, bottom line, this individual showed me who he was already. So when he demonstrated who he was to his full measure on me, you know, it really don't make no sense for me to like trip and get mad because he showed me who he was. So, you know, if you around a snake and a motherfucker let you know that they a snake and you keep being cool with them and you see that snake ass nigga bite that person and bite that person, you know, and you remain cool with this snake, you know he's a serpent. He bite this pimp, he bite that pimp, you know what I mean, putting poison in them. You would be foolish to be surprised when he turn on you and bite you and put poison in you. Like, you would be foolish to look at him crazy like, damn, I can't believe this snake ass nigga bit me. He's a snake. What else, what more could you expect? You know, so again, like I say, going back to this latest individual who I also was tight with, you know, this is another individual who I've seen do so many unpimpish things. Because, again, with this individual, you know, we done pimped side by side. So I seen where you done mispimped. And I know your bad habits. You got some unpimpish ways about you. But because I fuck with you, you know, I'm not going to use that against you. It never even crosses my mind to use that against you, to slander you to other pimps about your unpimpish ways. That doesn't cross my mind, you know, because I'm just not built like that. But now that it's the thing to do, to talk about Freeze and go bad on Freeze and slander Freeze, just like the toothless individual did with Sinful, this individual who I fucked with closely for over a decade is doing it with me. Talking about how I mispimped here and how I mispimped there and I ain't no pimping, and I'm talking about going deep with the slander. And You know that I'm loyal. You know that I'm trustworthy. You know that I have respect and love for you. You know I'm a brother to you. This individual ain't even chasing clout on the internet. They just going to different people that they know I fuck with and going on for hours slandering my name to them. But I guess it's, you know, ultimately to be accepted because he done been on the phone with motherfuckers this on the internet that don't know me talking bad about me. You know, but I guess because I look bad right now or whatever to certain individuals, you know, this motherfucker, like I said, forsaked all the benefits of fucking with me, forsaked our brotherhood. For what? To be accepted by some motherfuckers that ain't give you that same level of loyalty, trust, respect, love, and brotherhood? Like, these is niggas that don't give a fuck about you. Just like you don't give a fuck about them. But it feels good, I guess, whatever the case, right? But like I say, this is another individual who has previously shown me who he is. It's just he revealed himself in dealings with other people, not myself. So now that the serpent, so to speak, has bit me, you know, I'm just looking at it like, you know, I should have seen this coming because he showed me who he was already, right? So that's one thing, right? The point that I'm making in that, the first point that I'm making is when an individual shows you who they are, and in them showing you who they are, they reveal to you that, you know, you really have no business dealing with this individual, but yet and still, because you got love for him, you remain dealing with that individual. When they demonstrate who they've shown you to be on you, there's no need to be mad. There's no need to trip because they already showed you who they were, right? So I just want y'all to understand that part, right? And then to take it further, right? You know, like the scripture says, to whom much is given, much is required. And I've been blessed abundantly, just as the man that I am. Let alone money, materials, you know, I'm talking about just the man that I am, because all of that shit comes and goes. There's so much money, so many material things, like that's just shit that comes and goes in the game, right? So it's not impressive, especially to a motherfucker like me, because I just know so much. But I've been blessed abundantly, right? So I know a lot comes with the territory of me walking in my shoes and walking the path that I walk and making the choices that I make. Just me being me. A lot comes with that, right? So, within me being so blessed, right, I have a lot of advantages that not everybody has. Even motherfuckers that's supposed to be pimping, motherfuckers who've been in the game longer than me, motherfuckers that's older than me, whatever the case may be, right? Motherfuckers who've been in the game as long as me, just other motherfuckers who've been in the game a long time, supposed to be pimping, so on and so forth, right? I have advantages that they don't have. So, and I know this, so I can't hold them to the same regard that I hold myself. I can't expect them to exercise the same powers that I have because I know that they're not blessed in the ways that I'm blessed. You know, one of those many advantages that I have is that I had my father in my life. And he wasn't just no regular father. You know, this was like, I couldn't ask for a better father. The father that raised me. My pops, I couldn't ask for nobody better than him. You know, when I look at things in retrospect, he was exactly what I needed. right? So these individuals that's showing me yet again who they already showed me they were, they just demonstrating it against me now. I know that they didn't have the advantage of having the caliber of father that I had growing up, right? So just that alone makes it where they don't have certain things instilled in them that I have instilled in me. They don't have certain teachings that I received growing up. They didn't receive those teachings. They received teachings from whatever feminine energy they was growing up around. You know what I mean? So they learned to do things in a feminine fashion. Whereas me, myself, I had a balance because, you know, I got a lot of love from both parents. They weren't together throughout my entire life, but they were both, you know, active in my life. And a lot of motherfuckers don't have that. You know what I mean? I have a beautiful mother that I was also raised by that, you know what I mean, that was just such a blessing to me in so many ways. You know, who I also learned a lot from. And these niggas, I know they didn't have that. You know? So, because of that alone, I know that they don't have in what I have in me, so it would be foolish of me to expect them to carry certain things the way that I carry it. They're not even powerful enough to do that. It would be foolish of me to expect that from them. You know, it's like I got a 10-year-old daughter, right? She's never driven a car before. But if I put her behind the wheel of this car and, you know, tell her to drive off and she crashes this motherfucker, it would be foolish of me to get mad at her for crashing this car. Why? Because I know she doesn't have what it takes. She's not developed enough. She's not experienced enough. And she just doesn't have what it takes to be responsible enough to handle this car. She just doesn't have that. She's 10 years old. So, in that same regard, these niggas, I know that they've never been blessed with the things that I've been blessed with. You know, integrity is one of those things. You know, they just, and see, like I said, there's so many advantages that I have because of how I was raised and who I was raised by, right? And what y'all got to keep in mind is when kids come up, right, and they don't have that love, that balance from both parents, or, you know, not even necessarily, of course, parents is ideal, but, you know, even if it's a grandmother and a grandfather or an auntie and an uncle, just, you know, that male figure as well as that woman figure, that man figure and that woman figure in their life, you know, being their strongest influences growing up. When you don't have that, you know, it's like being naked and unarmed. You vulnerable. So when you a child growing up in a vulnerable position, you know, shit happens. And you get violated as a child, one way or the other. And, you know, children, when they get violated, you know, a lot of them end up with a chip on their shoulder. And that chip never goes away. And that chip, you know, it festers and it rots and it grows into some fucked up to live. So, just like on the flip side of that coin, me having the things that I had when I was raised, those things that were instilled in me, they just grew and built and, you know, made me stronger and better as it continues to. You know, that foundation that was set for me was just beautiful. Like I said, I couldn't ask for nothing better. And I know these guys didn't have this foundation that I had, you know, and I know these guys, you know, just putting certain things together. Of course, I wasn't with them. I wasn't with them when they were raised. You know, two individuals that I have in mind right now, they older than me, so of course I wasn't there when they was raised. But just knowing them, bit that I know about their childhood, I know that they grew up in vulnerable positions. So within them growing up in vulnerable positions, you know, it's a high likelihood that they were violated as children one way or the other while they were in these vulnerable positions. So, you know, that shit, it just fucks people up. And some people just never get past that violation that took place, or those violations that took place, you know, while they were young. Some of them never let that go and grow without it. Some of them just, you know, grow with it, and they grow to be more and more fucked up. You know, again, because of that, I can't expect them to have the same level of integrity that I have, or to even have integrity at all. You know, I can't expect that. It'd be foolish of me. So, just like, again, back to my 10-year-old daughter, if she crashes this car and, you know, I say something to her and she get mad and say something to me, and next thing you know, we arguing back and forth, I look foolish. Because first of all, like I said, this is a 10-year-old girl. I know she doesn't have what it takes to handle this car properly. So she mishandled it as to be expected, and I'm arguing back and forth with her, and I'm her father. It would be foolish, because I know better. So it would be foolish for me to get on her level, on her 10-year-old level, and go back and forth with her. That would be foolish, right? Now, fortunately for her, because she has me in her life, she knows better than that. But I'm just speaking hypothetically, right? But on that same token, in a sense, these guys are like children to me. So it would be foolish, it would be senseless for me to get on a level and go back and forth with them. It was senseless when I did do it with the toothless individual, because in so many ways, this is a child to me. Yeah, in terms of, you know, human years, they got more time on this earth than me, but in so many ways, this is a child to me. So, you know, it's foolish of me to go back and forth with that individual. Now, in that case, you know, I lost sight of, you know, I let things get out of perspective. I didn't keep things in perspective like I have things in perspective now. So that's why I allowed that to happen. I allowed myself to get on that individual's level, that toothless individual's level, and go back and forth with them. You know, it didn't make no sense. And like I said, I wasn't looking at things from I didn't have things in the right perspective at the time, you know, because again, that's another mistake that us distinguished pimps have a tendency to make. You know, we expect everybody to carry things the way that we carry things. We expect everybody to be like us, because we're demonstrating who we are to them, and we expect them to reciprocate that same energy, but they just don't have it. So it's impossible for them to reciprocate that same energy. So again, it's senseless to expect that from guys like this. It's completely senseless. So, you know, at this point, like I said, this individual that's slandering me now, and he probably gonna see this video because he tunes in, you know. He talks shit about this motherfucking channel, but he tunes in. Of course, he don't talk shit to me. He gonna act nice and act like none of this shit ever happened when he talked to me. But well, now he don't have the opportunity to talk to me anymore. But you know, I'm just on some shit where I'm just operating in my full measure of greatness, at my full measure. And you know, within that, these dudes can say what they want and try what they want and do whatever. Like, you know, it's gonna be to no avail. It's gonna be to no avail. And like I said, it's just sad for them. It's unfortunate for them because they've forsaken such a tremendous brotherhood for some bullshit. Just because it feels good to talk bad about Freeze right now. And see, I want y'all to keep that in mind too and understand that, right? Sensationalists are dangerous people to be around. You make yourself vulnerable being around sensationalists. You know, because a sensationalist, they will do literally anything to feel good. Whatever their sensational choice is, like, they just can't resist it. Just like this person who posted that address that they think is mine. I mean, go ahead and go there. See, it made them feel good to do that. They just can't resist it. They can't help themselves. You know, no matter how much of a sucker activity that is, they can't help themselves. So, again, that's a sensationalist. They just couldn't resist doing that. So, you know, we all know sensationalists. We all know people whose main concern is feeling good, right? Some people's sensation comes from being on social media like all day. We all know somebody who never puts their phone down. We all know somebody whose face is always in their phone. They always typing something. They always commenting on something. They always talking back and forth in the DM. They just always doing something on social media constantly all day. They never stop. You know, there's a certain sensation that comes from that. You know, so again, I mean, we all like to feel good. We all have our different sensations that we like, but that's something totally different from being a sensationalist. Like somebody who is just chasing a sensation at all costs. No matter what it costs, they want that sensation. And see, like this speaking ill on my name right now, there's a certain sensation, there's a certain kick that they get out of that, right? And that shit feels so good to them that they not even thinking about what they losing, what they stand to lose in talking bad about me and the shit getting back to me. They don't even think about what they stand to lose. You know, they not thinking about how much of a blessing I've been to them. You know, this particular individual. You know, and why they want to say that, you know, because this individual is talking about how I done ruined certain hoes' lives, right? And this individual who running around saying that I done ruined certain hoes' lives, I've never ruined any hoe's life in the way that he ruined one particular hoe's life, right? This dude, he just ruined this bitch's life in such a way. I'm talking about, and he know it. I don't even want to get into it because, again, I'm not here to pity pat back and forth, and I'm not here for that. But the bottom line is, it felt so good to talk bad about me that you put our brotherhood on the line, and probably the most trustworthy and loyal and respectful man that out of everybody in the world, you put that on the line just because it felt good to have my name in your mouth in a bad way. Again, that's a dangerous individual to be around. And like I said, this is somebody who's already shown me who they are. So it comes to as no surprise to me, because I already know who you are. So it's a trip, but like I said, it's a lot to learn. I've learned a lot from this, and I'm sharing this with y'all so that you can learn a lot from it too. And hopefully through learning from me, sharing my experiences with you, you don't have to suffer from the same unfortunate situations. You can sidestep that shit like dog shit. So and then something else I wanted to talk about, right? And before we get into that, I'm gonna take me a little love break, put some love juice in my body. And for those of y'all who didn't wipe your feet off at the door before you came into a pimp's domain, what I mean by that, hit that thumbs up, that like button. Please do so now. And thank you. You did put some of this love in my body. Hold on. Put some more love with this ice. It's hot as fuck where I'm at. See, it's unfortunate for a lot of y'all, right? Because who are younger haven't had the experience of certain values. You just don't have a concept for certain values that people from a time before, people who weren't raised on social media, the majority of us, we understand a different type of value system than those of you now. So not all of y'all, but most of y'all, it's unfortunate for you that that's the case, right? And then you have other people who once understood a certain value system prior to social media, who weren't raised on social media, but have gotten wrapped up in social media, and they've gotten wrapped up in social media to a point where they've forsaken the value system that they were raised on or that they understood prior to, right? So it's just certain shit that a lot of y'all won't understand as far as having, when it comes to certain values and principles, right? But with that being said, a lot of y'all are so easily impressed, and one thing that you're so easily impressed by is results. And I've spoken a little bit about this before, but I'm gonna go a little deeper this time. But a lot of y'all, the majority of y'all, are so easily impressed. And the reason why you're so easily impressed is because you're so consumed by the internet, right? And within your consumption of the internet, You being consumed by the internet, all you have put in your face is results all day. Results, results, results. You know, like I've said before, when you see like a bodybuilder, right? Like The Rock. You know, when you see The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, you see the way he's built and you're impressed by that, and rightfully so, but what you don't consider is the process behind him being built like that. You just impressed with the process, with the results, but not the process, right? Floyd Mayweather, when he shows you a bunch of money, you impressed by that, and understandably so, but that you don't even consider the process. You don't think about what it took for Floyd to get where he is. You just impressed by the results, right? One of the most perfect examples in today's times is Cardi B. You know, a lot of people was impressed by Cardi B's results. And, you know, her results inspire a lot of people because from the outside looking in, her process looks real ABC 1, 2, 3. Like Cardi B's process looks like, you know, she was popular on social media and then she put a record out and she just became a superstar. But the process is deeper than what you see. You know, but you be so impressed by results that you don't think about processes at all, right? So, getting back to this pimping and hoeing, right? When it comes to this game, a lot of motherfuckers that call themselves pimping are so easily impressed by a motherfucker counting some money. You so easily impressed by a motherfucker driving a certain car. You so easily impressed by a motherfucker having certain designer shit on. You so easily impressed by a motherfucker having some jewelry. Now, you know, it's okay to be impressed by certain shit, but a lot of y'all don't think about processes, right? And see, when it comes to pimping, you know, we don't respect every process with this game because there's a lot of processes that can result in money. There's a lot of different processes that can result in material things, and these processes have nothing to do with pimping at all. But because a motherfucker have certain results and they put the pimping label on it, motherfuckers are impressed by that shit. But these results that a motherfucker show you, a square can show you some money and say that they pimp for it. But you don't know nothing about their process. A square could show you a certain car and say that they pimp for it, but you don't know shit about their process. A square could show you some jewelry, a house, a bitch, and say that they pimp for it, but you don't know shit about their process. And see, what I want y'all to understand is a lot of motherfuckers that's calling themselves pimping, that's showing you the results of shit. A lot of these motherfuckers did not pimp for anything. You got motherfuckers making deals, making splits with bitches, percentages, 50-50, 60-40, 70-30, whatever. But because you like the results, you don't even think about the process. And then some of y'all are your mind is so programmed to be impressed with results that you don't even respect processes. You respect the results. You know, that's just like 6ix9ine. He's a prime example of results, but his process is fucking shitty. He got a scumbag ass process. You know, he has a dishonorable process. But a lot of you motherfuckers don't care because all you care about is his results. This motherfucker is a complete scumbag. He got involved with some real bloods, start acting like he was a blood, start believing that he was a blood. But when real blood shit start going on and shit start hitting the fan, he folded. You know, and his process was just shitty. And it still is shitty. This is how fucked up the world is. You motherfuckers who are so impressed with results, y'all so much like that this motherfucker, he makes fun of the fact that he's a snitch. You know, like, he be in different comment sections, like, you know, poking fun at the fact that he is snitch. Like, it's crazy. You know, the motherfucker snitched on Billboard. Billboard took everything that he ever had on Billboard off of Billboard. And see, motherfuckers still support him because they like his process. They're impressed with, they like his results. They're impressed with his results. And this motherfucker got the most scumbag process, the most dishonorable process that you can have. But motherfuckers is impressed with his results. So, again, back to the pimping and hoeing, you have motherfuckers that if you knew they process, you would be like, damn. You know, like, some of these motherfuckers' processes are disgusting. The shit that they do for some money. The shit that these motherfuckers do to get a bitch. The shit that these motherfuckers do to have some jewelry or have a house or a car or whatever. Like, some of these motherfuckers' processes are disgusting and ain't got nothing to do with pimping. But because they say it's pimping and they show you certain results, motherfuckers respect it. But see, because of what I got in me, because of what I was blessed with, it's impossible for me to be impressed with certain results. Especially when, in a lot of cases, I've had greater results and my process is just the shit. My process is a process that not everybody is capable of having. Not everybody can go through the process of a pimp. And see, like I said, I was just blessed to have certain shit in me. And then upon my entry to the game, upon my, awakening to the game and, seeing certain shit, I was just impressed by different things. I was impressed by a man having multiple women, and these multiple women that this man has have surrendered themselves. They respect him totally. They respect pimping totally. They don't disrespect pimping. They don't talk bad about pimping. They don't get out of pocket. They are totally in pocket. These women that's down for this man. He gives them game. They take the game, apply the game, and use it, and they use this game that this man is giving to them, and they come back with they come back bountifully. They come back with big old shit, right? And the ability to stay down, or their willingness to stay down for 10 hours at a time in high heels. I was impressed by this type of shit, right? The fact that this man can have multiple women stay down all night, 10, 15 hours in high heels. And no matter how bad their feet hurt, they keep these heels on. and they get all this money, and they come back and give this man this money, and to know that in order for this to happen, in order for this man to make this happen, he didn't have to con, he didn't have to lie and connive to get these bitches to fuck with him and be down and loyal to him. He didn't have to get high with these bitches. He didn't have to feed these bitches drugs. He didn't have to eat their booty and their pussy. He didn't have to stick his dick in them and jump up and down in them all day, every day. Like, all he did was pimp. All he did was use this, and he bared this fruit. That's what I was impressed by. I was impressed by a motherfucker pimping, doing shit that not everybody can do. That was impressive to me. Like, wow. You know what I mean? These women cook and clean. They take out trash. They pump gas. You know, they classy. They respectful. And this man, you mean to tell me, like, ain't no drugs involved? Ain't no drugs in the equation? These bitches is just like so into this man that they do this with no problem? Like, that's what impressed me. You know, and money and materials are a result of that. But, you know, of course I was impressed by that too, but I was inspired by pimping. I was inspired because I saw pimping going on. I wasn't inspired by money. You know, money is just a result. You know, but money ain't a goal. It's not the end all be all. It's not an inspiration. It's just a result. But pimping is what inspired me. That's why I'm not impressed when I see certain shit. Especially when I can read between the lines, because like I said, one of the things that I'm blessed with in this pimping is the spirit of discernment. I was blessed with the gift of discernment. So I can discern when a motherfucker done did some, you know, behind the back, you know, under the table ass, you know, secret sucker shit for these results. I'm not impressed by that, because that's something that anybody can do. Anybody can con a bitch or make a deal with a bitch, you know what I mean, and do whatever this bitch want them to do in order to have certain results. Anybody can do that. That's not impressive to me. You know, anybody can get on the internet, again, like I've said before, anybody can get on the internet and show some money and materials and talk a certain way and scream pimping, and they don't even know a prostitute. But because they have certain results, motherfuckers is gonna respect it. All they showing you is results. And see, again, you get a certain sensation. Back to the sensationalism, right? Motherfuckers being sensationalists. You get a certain sensation when you see results, right? And again, that's dangerous. Because if all it takes to impress you is some money, if all it takes to impress you is some material things, then, you know, you make yourself real vulnerable. See, speaking of sensationalists, right? Another motherfucker whose name I ain't gonna say. Well, one of them is a toothless individual. Y'all know who that is. These two dudes have this in common. The toothless individual, and then the sucker who made the clothing line on, you know, with my name all over it, right? Him and the toothless individual have something in common. The toothless individual and the motherfucker that made a clothing line with Freeze all over it, both of these guys were tricked by decoys on Facebook who posed as prostitutes and, you know, had them under the impression that they was going to hold for them, and then they used that to build cases on these motherfuckers and get their ass locked up. You know, see, like I say all the time, when you stand for less, you fall for more. And when you don't stand for this game, you fall for results. You know, when you don't stand for the process of pimping, you fall for results. You know what I mean? Like a trick. You know, that's what happens. So this toothless individual is so much of a pimp because he showed y'all some baby results. Not even no big pimp results. Showed y'all some baby ass results. This toothless motherfucker with these baby ass results, and this other motherfucker who ain't showed shit but the fact that he could build a clothing line on a pimp and you know, counts fake money and wears fake jewelry and drinks from fake ass pimp cups. These motherfuckers is so pimpish, got so much pimping with them, but both of these motherfuckers fell for fake ass Facebook accounts. There was the police, and made them think that they was gonna hold for them. The motherfucker that make the clothing line, who count the fake money and wear the fake jewelry, that motherfucker bought this fake ass Facebook account a ticket to go from Arizona to LA. You know, Bill, good looking with the $2 holler. Picking up to a fresh cup of game. Salute, bro. Much appreciated. Dig that. So like I say, the motherfucker over here with the Freeze is not it, wears Freeze clothing line, who wears fake jewelry and counts fake money online. This motherfucker bought a ticket for a Facebook decoy posing as a prostitute. See, one thing I ain't never seen was a stupid pimp, right? I'm talking about a real pimp. I've never seen a stupid. And you have to be stupid to go for that. Because again, there's a certain process that comes with pimping. But when you don't understand pimping and you ain't got no pimping with you, you don't have a process of a pimp. Instagram or this friends with me on Facebook, I gave an example, right? And I showed screenshots of a DM conversation between me and bitch. You know what I mean? Free game right here, right? Give y'all some free game. It's very simple, but it's very effective as well. This alleged young lady, she get in my inbox the other day, right? Or my DM on Instagram. She get in my DM on Instagram the other day, and she say, "Hey, sexy." So I didn't respond to her the other day. I responded to her yesterday, right? So it was like a day or so later, I responded to her with a message. And this is a process of pimping. Like I said, very simple, but very effective. She said, "Hey, sexy" to me, right? That's how she started the conversation with me. "Hey, sexy." And I tell her, I say, "Greetings, Miss X." We're going to call her X. I say, "Greetings, Miss X. If you're not serious, or if you don't, this is what I said to her. If you don't understand how I can amplify your ambitions in the game, then there's no use in us speaking. But if you do understand how I can amplify your ambitions in the game, then it's best that you prove that you're serious about us building together. If so, I can break that down to you. I can break down to you how it goes." So this person responded, "Break it down." So I said, "Okay, Miss X, step one is us video chatting. What kind of phone do you have?" Miss X responds, "Oh, I got a Galaxy. My iPhone screen is cracked up." So, you know, me throwing some humor into the mix, I respond like, "Cool." And I threw the middle finger up and said, "Fuck iPhone," you know, with the laughing emojis. And then I say, I say, I got a Galaxy as well. When will you be available, Miss X? An hour, 2 hours, or however long go by, I didn't get no response. The conversation was real fluid up until I asked when she was going to be available. When I talked about video chatting. See, when you some pimping, you value yourself, right? And when you value yourself, you're not going to make yourself too easily accessible. So within valuing yourself as a pimp and not making yourself too easily accessible, you're going to have a certain process. And within that process, whoever you allow into your fold is going to have to prove themselves in order to get there. So step one was video chatting. See, this dumbass nigga, because like I said, you got to be a damn fool to buy a fucking ticket for a Facebook decoy posing as a prostitute to come across state lines to fuck with you. You have to be a dumbass to do that. But, you know, this motherfucker was so happy that a motherfucker on Facebook wanted to fuck with him, you know, and then the combination of that and not having the process of a pimp, they get caught up and they go to jail, you know, and they end up going to prison for, you know, whatever charge it was. I don't remember the exact charges, but I know that much, right? Like I said, simple but effective. If that motherfucker would have told that Facebook decoy, the moment that Facebook decoy got in his inbox, if he would have simply said, let's video chat, that situation wouldn't have got far at all. Now, that individual who was in my DM yesterday, I don't know if it was a real bitch. I don't know if it was a decoy. I don't know if it was one of these weird-ass niggas posing as a bitch. I don't know who the fuck that was. But what I do know is because I value myself and because I got pimping with me, I have the process of a pimp. And that process of a pimp protected me from whatever type of, you know, harm that individual might have meant for me. The process of a pimp protected me because I'm not easily impressed by results. So I'm not easily impressed by a bitch getting in my DM. That don't impress me. You know, that proof thing to me. And step one is video chatting. If you can't video chat me, then you definitely can't do nothing with me. You know, it's no excuse. Homeless motherfuckers sleeping on the sidewalk can video chat with me right now. So if you professing to be a hoe, or if you just a female in my DM, you definitely can video chat with me. So if you can't, I mean, you definitely have the ability. But if you can't, if you fail to do that, then we not gonna get nowhere. You know? End the conversation. Like I said, once again, simple but effective. You know, that toothless individual, he's another motherfucker that fell for a decoy on Facebook posing as a prostitute. If you so much of a pimp, then where's your pimp process? You know, that's my process in particular. My process in particular, step one is let's video chat. You so much of a pimp, how come your pimp mind didn't tell you, let me prove that this individual, or let me put them in position to prove they are who they say they are? And see, the process gets deeper because a decoy or an informant might actually video chat with your ass. So, without going further into detail, the process gets deeper. The process continues. There's still more things this individual is going to have to do in order to prove to me that, you know, we can build with each other. That's a pimp who values himself, right? Now, You know, again, this toothless motherfucker, he showed y'all some results. But this toothless motherfucker fell for such a ABC 1, 2, 3 trap, because to the mind of a pimp, a real pimp, who, you know, this toothless motherfucker claimed to be a veteran pimp. To a veteran pimp, that's ABC 1, 2, 3. You fell for some ABC 1, 2, 3 shit and lost over a year of your freedom as a result. The motherfucker who the motherfucker who made the Freeze Is Not It clothing line that count fake money, wear fake jewelry, and drink from fake ass pimp cups, they fell for some ABC 1, 2, 3 ass shit, you know what I mean? Some mousetrap ass shit, and lost years out of their life as a result. But you a pimp. Come on, man. Like I said, I have never ever met a dumb ass pimp, a stupid pimp. Ain't no such thing as a stupid pimp. So again, I just used them two individuals as examples to reiterate to y'all, to reaffirm in your mind that, you know, being easily impressed by results can be dangerous. You know, being a sensationalist who gets a kick out of seeing certain results, that shit could be dangerous. Because this toothless individual and this motherfucker over here with the Freeze Is Not It clothing line that wear fake jewelry, count fake money, drink from fake ass pimp cups, them dudes are sensationalists. And like I say, when you stand for less, you fall for more. And when you don't stand for the process of a pimp, you fall for decoy, fake ass bitches posing as prostitutes on the internet. Yeah. See, I'm kicking pimping this morning. You know, everybody can't kick pimping. You know, and then to take it a step further, even more so, less motherfuckers can demonstrate pimping. Because it's one thing to retain knowledge, and it's another thing to apply it. See, some motherfuckers have certain knowledge, but they can't apply it. Like the biggest square watching this video right now, I can take you and sit down with you and break down and give you all the knowledge that I can possibly give you about this game. But that doesn't guarantee that you're going to be able to apply that shit. There has to be certain things within you to apply it. You know, I have a whole lot of knowledge pertaining to gangbanging. But, you know, I don't know nothing about being a gang member or being a gangbanger. I got a whole lot of knowledge about that shit because of where I grew up and the influences that I had growing up, you know, between family members and motherfuckers in different neighborhoods and all that shit. Like, yeah, I got a whole lot of knowledge about that shit, about the history of it and all that shit. You know what I mean? I probably got more knowledge pertaining to the history of shit when it comes to gangbanging than actual gangbangers. You know, but I don't know shit about being a gangbanger. I'm talking about being one. You know, because I just don't have that in me to apply that knowledge that I have pertaining to that. So just like with this pimping, again, the biggest square watching this video right now, I can sit down one-on-one with you and just load your brain with all the knowledge that you could possibly take pertaining to this game. That ain't gonna make you no pimping. It's a totally different thing to apply that knowledge. So another thing, you know what I mean? This, like, again, like I said, I've never met a stupid pimp. This motherfucker over here with the Freezes Not It clothing line that wear fake jewelry, count fake money, and drink from fake ass pimp cups. This motherfucker says something in regards to Allah, right? So I guess he considers himself to be a Muslim. Now, I'm not a Muslim. And if anybody in here is a Muslim, please, please, earnestly correct me if I'm wrong, right? But if you're a Muslim and you're a melanated Muslim in America who's from America, how do you not know who Noble Drew Ali is? I know who Noble Drew Ali is. And I'm not a Muslim. Never been a Muslim, never claimed to be one, none of that. But I admire the Muslim culture, and especially in particular the Nation of Islam. I admire a lot of things about them. So I through my admiration, I just know certain things, and I definitely know who the Noble Drew Ali is. He wasn't Muslim, but again, if you a brother that's from the United States, you've been here all your life, and you're a Muslim here, how do you not know who the Noble Drew Ali is? Because this motherfucker, and I'm already knowing because they heard him say something in the video, because he made a video talking about me, and he said something in regards to Allah. So I'm already knowing the person who asked him that question. When he said something about Allah, somebody got in his comment section and they asked him, "Are you familiar with Noble Drew Ali?" And he responded to that comment and he said, "No, sir." Come on, man. Right, Noble Drew Ali was a Moor. But again, see, like I said, I admire the culture and their practices and so forth, right? And one thing I know about Muslims, just like, or I'll say the Nation of Islam in particular, right? Those brothers in the Nation of Islam who refer to God as Allah, they study. When you a real Muslim, when you a real brother in the Nation of Islam, you study. Those dudes are well read, and they're not stupid individuals. So within them studying and retaining so much knowledge and being highly intelligent, just like they know who Marcus Garvey is, again, that would be just as ridiculous for somebody to claim to be in the Nation of Islam and they don't know who Marcus Garvey is. Marcus Garvey wasn't a Muslim, just like Noble Drew Ali was a Moor. But again, if you are in the Nation of Islam, I just don't understand how you don't know who Noble Drew Ali is. Just like I wouldn't understand you not knowing who Marcus Garvey is. Come on, man. But, this is a motherfucker that claimed to be a pimp and is trying to give motherfuckers legal advice when you fell for a damn Facebook decoy and bought that motherfucker a ticket to come fuck with you because you thought that was a hoe. Come on, man. Stupid. But the Capricorn way, Noble Drew Ali, he spelled it Noble, N-O-B-L-E, Drew, D-R-E-W, Ali, A-L-I. Noble Drew Ali. I he's a noteworthy figure in Black history in America, and he's definitely somebody that you could learn a whole lot from if you study him. So yeah, I advise anybody to study the Noble Drew Ali. Like I advise anybody to study him. It's a whole lot to learn from that man. Even if you don't believe necessarily, or if you don't practice, his same belief system, nonetheless, there's a whole lot to learn from studying him. Like I say, brothers in the Nation of Islam, those are well-read, highly intelligent, highly self-disciplined. It's just so much good that comes with them brothers. The way they represent is just like no other. And this dude over here, talking about Allah, like trying to give people the impression that, he's one of the brothers in the nation. Come on, man. You don't know who Noble Drew Ali is? Stop it. Just like I said, I ain't never seen a stupid pimp. I ain't never seen a stupid brother that was really and truly a part of the Nation of Islam. Never seen that. Appreciate it, Noble Drew Ali. I mean, the Capricorn way, good looking. No problem. Yeah, so like I said, man, it's a dangerous thing to be a sensationalist or to be within the company of a sensationalist. Take this small love break. But yeah, bottom line, when it comes to this pimping, you got a lot of motherfuckers that's gonna pretend that they some pimping, and they gonna have some of the same results or similar results as actual pimping. But what distinguishes the pimping from these niggas just pretending, what distinguishes the motherfuckers that's in the actual splendor of the pimping from the pretenders of the pimping is the process of a pimp. And the process of a pimp is something that not everybody is able to demonstrate. Again, I can break down my process when it comes to this, when it comes to that, or when it comes to the third. But and you can understand and know what my process is. But it's a totally different thing for you to demonstrate my pimp process. And not everybody is able to do that. People have a lot of knowledge when it comes to certain things. That's like, again, when it comes to this pimping, one thing a pimp ain't got a problem with is a motherfucker sweating his bitch. It's a lot of guys that have knowledge of that. There's a lot of guys who understand that your bitch is getting sweated, the pimpish thing to do is not interfere. Nonetheless, these guys with understanding that will still interfere with a pimp sweating a bitch. I'm talking about respectfully sweating a bitch, not violating her in any kind of way, not disrespecting her in any kind of way, be real smooth, but nonetheless sweating that bitch. It's a lot of motherfuckers who understand that it is an unpimpish thing to do, but yet and still they interfere. So when it comes to that, they understand the process of a pimp when it comes to that, but nonetheless, they gonna move in an unpimpish fashion and handle that unpimpishly. And that motherfucker might have a lot of the same results as a pimp. But that motherfucker might be also making a deal with that bitch. A 60-40 deal or a 50-50 deal. He might be splitting the trap with the bitch. You know what I mean? And his cut might just be so big that he's able to make it look like he really doing some pimping. But you know, to sensationalists who get mystified and mesmerized by results and don't respect the process, you know, y'all gonna be impressed with that shit. But like I said, once again, much deeper than that. You know, I was impressed and inspired by a motherfucker's ability to really pimp. Because again, that's what distinguishes a pimp from anybody else. His nature and ability to do things that the average motherfucker can't do. That's some pimping. And a lot of these motherfuckers don't have the nature of a pimp and don't have the abilities of a pimp. But fortunately for them, social media is a useful tool in fooling a lot of these motherfuckers. But hey, man, everybody can't pimp. A lot of these motherfuckers make it look that way. They make it look like, damn. Like, just think about it. Like, if a toothless motherfucker that's not well groomed, who does things like get tricked by Facebook decoys and ends up in prison, you know, a Facebook decoy was able to deceive him into thinking that she was a prostitute, and did it so easily, like convincing him and getting him to incriminate himself was so easy. Like, it took nothing. You know, if that type of individual could be a pimp, why couldn't you? Any of y'all that's watching. Shit, females too. Like, how come none of y'all could be a pimp if this motherfucker could be a pimp? Because as best I can, I'm thinking about it from a square's perspective, thinking like, damn, this motherfucker ain't got no teeth. This motherfucker like dressed like a bum. He look like he stank. Like, when he talk, he don't say anything profound or articulate. If that motherfucker could be a pimp, I know I can be a pimp. Seriously. But see, like I said, when I was young in the game and I seen pimps doing some pimping, you know, and I understood their process, I knew to myself, like, damn, that motherfucker right there, everybody can't do what he do. That motherfucker cold. The shit that he doing, motherfucker can't just wake up and do that. That motherfucker doing some pimping. Right. Ricky Carroll, I'm a pimp then too. Haha, for real. Right. The Renaissance. Oh God, if he could do it, I could do it. For real, man. Like, but a real pimp, we know that the shit that pimps do, everybody can't do it. You know? But a lot of these motherfuckers are easy to be. You know, it's not easy to be me. You know, again, like I say all the time, and it's crazy because back to the motherfucker that I once typed with most recently, who's decided to speak ill on my name, you know, that shit is just crazy, man. It's crazy. But that motherfucker there was you know, within them speaking ill on my name, some of the things that they was talking about was like, yeah, he don't smoke, he don't drink, like he boring as fuck. That's why he don't be having certain bitches and he be losing certain bitches because he boring and he don't drink and he don't smoke. Like, it's just crazy to me, like I said, because the jealousy and the envy that a motherfucker has to have who was supposedly tight with me in order for them to say that is crazy. But I say all that to say, like, I say all of that to say that's what shows you that much more so that Freeze is not somebody that's easy to be. Like I say all the time, I don't have a bunch of tattoos. I don't have, you know, dreadlocks or gold teeth. You know, I don't look like the typical street dude. I'm street as a motherfucker though. I'm pretty much as street as it get, but I don't look that way. So, in a lot of cases, it's pretty safe to say that, you know, when it comes to dealing with these bitches, I got the burden of proof. As such a square, right? I remember when I was on parole in California. When I was on parole in California, right? When I used to come up to the parole building to check in, to do my little monthly check-ins, like, the other motherfuckers that was up there checking in, they used to always think I was the police. They was like, this motherfucker in shape, he clean cut, you know, he you know, he stand up straight, his posture is you know, perfect. Like, this nigga gotta be the police. Not knowing, like, nigga, I'm a bigger criminal than your motherfucking ass would ever be. You know what I mean? But I say all that to say, like, it's not easy to be me. You know? But, you know, God made it that way, and I just, you know, I use what he made and make the most of it. But like I say, you know, not only do I not look like the typical street dude, or not only do I not look like the typical criminal, but I definitely don't eat like the typical criminal. Like, I don't eat fried food. I don't eat bread. I don't eat dairy. I don't eat red meat or pork. Shit. I don't do drugs. I don't smoke weed. I don't smoke cigarettes. But I'm still an active pimp and have been this way for a long time. I didn't start out this way. When I was fresh in the game, I still was eating everything under the sun. I was an omnivore when I was fresh in the game. Still was drinking alcohol when I was fresh in the game, like a motherfucker. Smoke weed here and there, you know. Well, when I first got in the game, I wasn't smoking weed. I had went a lot of years where I stopped smoking weed, and then, you know, after a few years of being in the game, I started smoking weed again, and then I quit again, you know. But I've developed myself in such a way that I'm the polar opposite of the typical, you know, street motherfucker or pimp or whatever you want to call it. yet and still I can convince a bitch to fuck with me. See, that you know, it's just the pimping, right? Like I say, the nature and ability to do what average motherfuckers can't do. I look like this, I speak the way that I do, I carry myself the way that I do, and I don't yet and still I can convince a bitch to fuck with me just based on me. It have been times where I was like this same motherfucker that I am, but broke as a motherfucker. Whole game that bitch up and get her to fuck with me just based on who I am and what I am. The average motherfucker can't do that. You know, because again, like I've said before, with a lot of these dudes, their sense of importance rides on their situation. You know, so a lot of these dudes, they gonna feel insecure if they don't have a certain amount of money. You know, a lot of these dudes is gonna feel insecure if they go to the club broke and, you know, can't afford to buy a bitch a drink. They gonna be scared to talk to a bitch because it's like, damn, if this bitch asks me to buy her a drink, I ain't gonna have nothing for her. Damn, let me not even go out. I got pimping for a bitch. So if I go in the club and I can't afford to buy, it's a high likelihood to knock me a bitch out that motherfucking club because I got a whole bunch of pimping with me. But like I say, a lot of these motherfuckers, they gonna feel insecure. They sense of self-importance come from their situation, you know, or the fact that, you know, them and whatever bitch they interested in do the same drugs, or both of them like to drink, or both of them smoke weed together. I'm not smoking weed with a bitch in order to get her because I don't smoke weed. I'm not drinking with a bitch in order to get her because I don't drink. You know? So it gotta be something with me, shit. How am I getting a bitch to fuck with me? I'm the absolute truth. I ain't lying to a bitch about nothing. I'm not no con artist. So, come on, man. Like I say, that's the thing about this pimping. The nature and ability to do what average motherfuckers can't do. It ain't easy being me, but back to what I was saying, a lot of these motherfuckers in the game got his motherfucker. Damn, I thought I got his motherfucker there. It's a little gnat up in this motherfucker. Excuse my pimping. But a lot of these motherfuckers in the game, it's easy to beat them. Hold on, I gotta get this motherfucker. Motherfucker. I'm laying in the cut waiting for this little gnat to come out of this crevice so I can kill his motherfucking ass. I done tried to get him several times. I know y'all done seen me like, what the fuck is Freeze doing? Trying to kill this motherfucker, man. Maybe if I roll the window down, get his ass up out of here. Ah, got your motherfucking ass. Like I say, the nature of a pimp, right? See, pimps, we just have certain nature about ourselves, right? And y'all seen I just killed a bug, so guess what I got? Right, had the pimp slap that motherfucker one time, like Ricky Carroll said. And see, this before all this pandemic shit. You know, that's just something that pimps do. We keep motherfucking hand sanitizer. We keep baby wipes. You know, we keep towels. You know, when I go to hotels, I don't never use hotel towels. I always got my own towels, you know. Pimp just got a certain nature about itself. A motherfucker get in the car with me, they need some hand sanitizer, it's gonna be on deck. They need napkins, it's gonna be on deck. If they need wipes, it's gonna be on deck. That's pimp shit. Toothpicks on deck. Pimp shit. Smell good on deck. Pimp car gonna smell good. A pimp gonna smell good. Pimp's got a certain nature about itself, man. But some of these motherfuckers just don't have the nature of a pimp. They don't have the nature of a pimp. They don't have the process of a pimp. They don't have the abilities of a pimp. But because they're able to show some money like anybody can, motherfuckers get impressed. Right, like Backpack Zoe say, damn, there's another month. I just went through the whole process of, here go. I think that's the same one. I seen them fly, but I didn't. Okay, now you dead for sure. See, because I just hit the motherfucker one time, but I guess I didn't hit him good. This motherfucker was disturbing my motherfucking life. But now you dead for sure. You sanitize my pimping ass hands again. And see, that's the thing too, like, it's crazy. Like I say, the nature of a pimp. It's some motherfuckers that'll take a piss, dig in their nose, pick at their teeth, do all type of crazy shit, and then go to shake hands with you. You know what I mean? I shook hands with a motherfucker earlier, and my hand smelled like ashtray after that shit. I'm like, what the fuck? Damn. Like, my nigga, why? You just had, and then I got in the car, and I smelled it in the car. Like that, of course, we was outside. I smelled it at first, but I shook hands. What's up with it, man? Then I got back in the car. I'm like, the fuck is that smell? And then I, smelled my hand. I'm like, damn. Nigga got my hand smelling like a whole fucking ashtray up in this motherfucker. Had to go wash my hands and shit, man. Like I said, the nature of certain motherfuckers ain't got it. Certain motherfuckers got a bitch paying them, but again, they gon' pick at their teeth, dig in their nose, take a piss, not wash their hands, and then go to shake a pimp's hand. Pimp ain't never got to worry about that fucking with Freeze. Freeze is never gonna do you like that because I'm too pimpish. Born Supreme, stupid. Gotta lay your goon hand down, P. Yeah, I had to lay my goon hand down one time on him. Ricky Carroll say, don't catch no case, P. Born Supreme say the game you possess should supersede your material possessions. Indeed it should, because, like I say, not only the game did a pimp have, but, his ability to, demonstrate with that game. That's not something that everybody can do, but everybody can have, like the jewelry store, they're not going to turn your money away if you're not a pimp. The jewelry store ain't gonna be like, oh, you're not a pimp? I'll do you like that. You know what I mean? The car lot ain't gonna say, oh, you're not the pimping? Sorry, but our policy is, we only do business with the pimping. Sorry, you know what I mean? Go get you a pimp, come back with him, and we'll sell you a car. It don't work like that, you know what I mean? If you try to go work a job or something like that, you're supposed to get a paycheck. Come time for your paycheck, you don't work 40 hours this week, and then uh, your job, when it comes time to give you the paycheck, they say, "Oh, you got the pimping?" Nah, money is only for pimps. You know what I mean? So you can't have no money. Nah, we only give money to the pimping. You know what I mean? So go back, get you a pimp. Come back with the pimp, and we'll give the money to the pimp. Even though you work 40 hours this week, money is for pimps. So no, sorry, we can't give you the money. Go get you a pimp. Come back with him. Thank you. Life don't work like that. You know what I mean? So because anybody could get some money, anybody could get some jewelry, anybody could get a car, anybody could show you those results. But not anybody could show you the process of a pimp. Not anybody could just show you some pimping. A lot of these motherfuckers, they can't show you a bitch that's gonna stay in pocket. They can't show you a bitch that's gonna respect them and don't talk crazy to them every day and talk crazy to other pimps. They can't show you a bitch like that. And then, with they bitches that talk crazy and disrespect pimps, they not gonna check the bitch because they scared of the bitch. These motherfuckers can't get a bitch to do what they want them to. They can't pimp the way they want to pimp. The bitch gonna go get the money how she want to do it. She not gonna do it the way that this dude want her to do it because he ain't got no pimping with him. Then the internet is so cold. You got motherfuckers who ain't never broke a bitch for eye contact, let alone a trap. But they screaming pimping and motherfuckers is believing it. That shit crazy. But yeah, we gonna chop it and pop it for a few more minutes, man. Then I'm gonna end up wrapping this shit up probably in less than 5 minutes. So if y'all got any questions and I missed your questions, go ahead and ask them now so I can answer. And again, if you haven't wiped your feet off at the door when you came into a pimp's domain, please do so now. Hit that thumbs up, that like button. You dig. Richie Luxury, blessings, Pete. Blessings to you as well, Richie. Much appreciated. Yeah, man. Like I say, man, motherfuckers be acting like it's so special to show some money. Like that money didn't come from a stimulus check or something, possibly. Or a couple of stimulus checks. Ricky Carroll say, is it possible that you can be a P but have a lot of unsuccessful? Oh, you mean have no success? I'll say this, a pimp ain't gonna go too long without having some type of success. A pimp definitely ain't gonna go 6 months or a year and all this shit, and they just ain't having no type of success. This what a pimp do. A pimp, we eat off the fat of the land. You got a pimp in order to that's just like if somebody's a salesman, they're gonna have to sell some shit. And if they don't sell, if they're not able to sell anything, if they're not able to close deals and shit like that, damn, this must be the cousin. I'm gonna use the napkin to get your ass. Where is he? Got your ass. Where is these motherfuckers coming from? Is it because of me being in this motherfucking Arizona? Shit. And that's funny as hell. Born Supreme, is the quarantine lifts helping uplift the action out there? Of course it is. You know what I mean? I just got back around this Arizona. I probably ain't gonna be here too long, but yeah, you know, Arizona is open as far as, you know, the malls is open, the nightlife is open, the casinos are open, the strip clubs are open. You know, the gyms, that's the most beautiful thing that I appreciate about this motherfucker. The fact that the gym is open again. So yeah, shit is kind of wide open. So yeah, it's definitely making things better for the game around here. Texas is pretty much like that too. Texas, the majority of things are open out there as well. Texas ain't as open as Arizona, but they kind of getting there though. So yes, indeed. Anton say air vents possibly. I don't know. It could be. They could be coming through the vents or something. I mean, it ain't a whole bunch of them, but I killed that one. Then I seen another one. I thought maybe that was the one that I thought I killed, but I didn't. But no. Now I know I done killed at least 3 of them motherfuckers. But I don't see no more, so hopefully that's it. But Antonio Burrell, as always, good looking with the $50 holler. And they thought Folgers was the best thing to put in the cup this morning. Blessings, Bishop. For sure. I dig that, man. I appreciate you, man. As always. Yeah. The best part of waking up is game in your cup. You dig? Jerry Jones, are renegades hurting a pee pockets? Well, see, me, I have a different interpretation of what renegades are, right? It's a lot of renegades. First of all, let's break down what a renegade is. A renegade is a bitch that's not fucking with no pimping, right? But you have a lot of bitches that are giving money to a guy. Shit, a lot of bitches giving money to a female that's posing as a pimp. But you got a lot of bitches in the game that's breaking themselves to somebody, but that somebody is not a pimp. And a lot of people don't consider them bitches to be renegades, but I do. You know, a renegade is somebody that's not with a pimp. You know, not just, you know, only bitches that's basically bitches that's breaking themselves to a lot of these dudes, they renegades too. That's my point. Now, as far as them hurting a piece pockets, I would say no, because you know, the pimping, we apply game. So as long as we, you know, got these hoes applying game, then you know the pimping gonna thrive regardless. A lot of these excuses that motherfuckers be coming with as to why, you know, they pockets is hurting, or you know, not doing as well as normal, or what have you. But nah, renegades ain't hurting a peace pocket. No, they are not. Evil genius, I love Freeze. I appreciate the love, man. It's all love, you dig? Zad. That's funny. I just seen something that was funny. But yeah, as always, man, y'all know I love chopping it and popping it with y'all, and I wish I just chopping and popping with y'all all motherfucking day. But a pimp got things that need to be handled. Pimp business that got to be taken care of. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. If you haven't wiped your feet off at the door when you came into a pimp's domain, please do so now. And as always, I appreciate y'all for liking this video. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. I appreciate the comments, the questions, input, the feedback, so on and so forth. I appreciate you subscribing and hitting the bell when you subscribe. I appreciate you sharing this video. I appreciate the super chats. I appreciate y'all support in every which way that you come with it. You dig? And y'all already know we're gonna do this again much sooner than later. But I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a blessed day. And if you out in traffic moving around, please do so in a safe fashion. Yes, freeze is it. I'll holler.